What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Football Commenters. It's Simon and my buddy Darius. How you been, man?
Good to be back again.
Again, yes.
Again.
It's been a while since we are back again, right? We've been so busy work, and this guy has been posted to his new unit. Hey, how's your new unit going?
So far so good, quite enjoyable lah. But it's been a week.
So what you kena since you POP?
So since I POP, I was posted to security troopers. But
okay.
I kind of posted to HQ, so learning a bit of videography, photography, of course video editing as well, which is quite interesting lah. The SAF allow me to learn this kind of stuff.
So now you book out once a week
I book out every day.
Wow, so shook. Right. And unlike him who books out every day, I have to work every day. So I'm not that free, right?
But working every day also.
Yeah, true. But have you been watching any football recently?
A bit here and there. I've been a bit out of touch with local.
Okay.
Of course, I've seen like the Korea games.
Yes.
We'll talk about that shortly after. But I think the game that we had as of the recording date yesterday was our 1-0 win against Fulham.
Oh my gosh, that 90th minute Bruno. Yes.
The exact timing, if you wanted to know, was 90 minutes and 1 second.
Oh wow.
1 second right after the timer started.
Okay.
So on the score sheet it placed 90 plus 1, but in real time it was 90 minutes and 1 second.
Wow, that is very precise. Yeah, but I actually think Man United should have done a better job last night because we have been on a horrible run, right? I think like 6 wins, 5 losses, right?
Let me double check that. But I know we've lost a lot.
Yes.
We did lose the Newcastle game as well. I think you're talking about how heartbreaking that was.
Oh my gosh, that was terrible. That was heartbreaking, man. Yeah, so in the Premier League 11 games, we've won 6, we've lost 5. We have a goal difference of -4. That's a very bad record for Man United itself.
Yeah, our strikers have not been scoring well.
Yeah, I know.
In fact, our nominated goal of the season is not even by a striker. It's by Diogo Dalot. That's for his strike against what was that team?
Diogo Dalot, which one?
Diogo Dalot.
Now, while you're looking at that, right, if you look at our last 2 games, we lost against Man City 3-0, we lost against Newcastle 3-0. My God, we played terribly. And we have a game against Copenhagen coming up this Thursday, right, at 4 a.m. And then we play Luton on Saturday. So we better beat Copenhagen, especially away from home. The previous time we beat them by the skin of our teeth, 1-0. Right, so we better do it well this time.
I mean, we were talking about how Manchester United right now.
Yeah,
we are seeing the cracks.
Yeah.
So of course, injuries have been a reason for that lah.
Correct.
The main reason for me, I think that we were talking about what's going wrong, right? What's up with this team?
Correct.
Which if we start from the back, I think Onana has been an okay signing. I know many people have been protesting that De Gea should be coming back. Onana's not been doing well, but I think for a transition period and for a player just coming into this Manchester United team, big shoes to fill, he's been doing all right. He's been saving us decently. But we need to look at the defense in front of him.
Yeah.
So for left back, we have Luke Shaw out injured. Of course, Reguilon and Tyrone Malacia has also been injured.
Correct.
So we don't even have a left-footed left back. We are playing makeshift Diogo Dalot, which in his defense, he's been playing amazing. Our right backs have been playing amazing. But the lack of Luke Shaw has, of course, resulted in Marcus Rashford not performing that well, in my opinion. Because there's just not enough going forward lah.
Yeah.
And of course, we have our combined age of 65 defense with Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire. And the occasional rotation of Victor Lindelof. Those 3 players, don't get me wrong, they're decent players. But Johnny Evans cannot play like he's 24 day in, day out. Harry Maguire is Harry Maguire. And Victor Lindelof, though the Iceman has been doing well, you can't expect them to be playing at the level of
Yeah, and that's also a reminder that we don't. Lisandro Martinez is out as well.
Yep.
Varane is out as well. So we are literally short-handed on the defense as well without these two guys.
Varane did make his cameo back in yesterday's game at the end as well. So hopeful that he will come back.
Yeah.
Full fitness again. And of course, Marcus Rashford was out with a knock from training. Didn't pass the fitness test towards the end yesterday. So that's why he was out on the bench. And for right back, I think we are decently okay at the moment. And of course, in midfield, we were talking about how Casemiro isn't in.
Yeah.
And
Amrabat wasn't
in. So, and of course, our strikers haven't been doing well.
Yeah.
And I know you were talking about how Højlund hasn't been scoring and performing as well, right? So, which is something that we were talking about it just now, which is Manchester United plays with two inverted wingers, which could be their downfall at times.
Yes, because you're narrow too much in the middle that it becomes easy defense, and you have no one in the wings.
Yep.
Gone are the days of like where we had the Nani, we had the Beckhams, the people who would really play the wings.
Bend it like Beckham, right?
Yeah, or cross in like Beckham, right? Whereas now everyone just wants to cut in and shoot, cut in and shoot, cut in and shoot.
Which something I agree, which is Rashford, Garnacho. They're both left wingers but right-footed.
Yeah.
Same for Anthony. He's left-footed, but he's on the right wing. The only player that we have who is right-footed on the right wing is Pellistri. And of course, we don't talk about Jadon Sancho.
Yeah.
But if Pellistri is your only player that's causing stuff in, and then you're relying a lot on your fullbacks.
Correct.
If your fullbacks don't perform, then you don't have causes in. And then that's when you cannot really blame Højlund for not being able to produce those goals because he doesn't have that support.
Correct. I think what Man United need now is they need to find the impetus to play the game well, because you see, the problem now is we're being overrun very badly in midfield, right? We have too many people in the middle of the park. We need to stretch the defense a bit, or rather, we need to play more at the edges. We need wingers, who can run the wings. We cannot have another Anthony, right? Who just all flair but no show. Right. We really miss the Michael Carrick style player that we used to have. I think that is something that we really need to find back. Yes, Casemiro is good, but he's old.
And he's out injured.
Right.
He needs a replacement, that's for sure.
Yes. Christian Eriksen, you can't always rely on him. He's also injured. Sofian Amrabat, he's good, but he's more of a destroyer. Right. So we really need someone who can push the ball forward. We need, like, for example, Newcastle have? A Sandro Tonelli, a guy who can come from deep, who can hold the ball, who can pass the ball, right, and control the pace of play.
I'm also really hoping that McTominay really does that. He's been playing amazingly, especially for Scotland, and coming back from that those goals in Scotland, coming back in Manchester and saving us in the previous few games as well. But I just feel that he's not that kind of Michael Carrick.
He's not that type of Michael Carrick player. He's more like what you call a Makelele type player. He sit behind, try to destroy the box.
But he's also going for, that's the problem. So he's kind of what we want for Mason Mount.
Yes.
Coming to it, Mason Mount, who
what has he been doing?
He's been out injured, then he come back, he never really do much. So
what has he been doing? Like, pay so much for him, he's like, oh yeah, you don't even notice that he's there.
Garnacho should have gotten the 7. This is hashtag Garnacho should have gotten the 7.
No, actually, I feel that Mason Mount is underperforming because he was the guy who needs to bring the impetus and the spark to the team. But he's not doing much, right? That's why, a lot of the Chelsea fans laugh at us for spending $60 million on a guy who did absolutely nothing, right? We have yet to wait to see, because it's still early days. Ten Hag is finding his feet, but we are not doing very well as a team right now.
There needs to be that spark. Last season, there was Rashford, of course, Garnacho, those players that suddenly pop up, and then like, hey, this player can do something. And I thought this season it would be Hannibal Majdri, but he's been doing well, but Ten Hag just not utilizing him enough.
Correct.
And of course, the previous seasons we had Ronaldo, and before that was Bruno Fernandes. That kind of like talisman, that undroppable player that you could rely on week in, week out. But that's what Manchester United needs right now.
So if you're looking at the big teams that are on the table right now, the only big team that's doing shittier than us is Chelsea. Right. other than that, everyone else is doing very, very good. Man City is on fire. Tottenham is unbeaten. Arsenal just lost to Newcastle. Liverpool is doing very well. Aston Villa under Unai Emery is flying. Newcastle with their Saudi money is doing well. Brighton, even without McAllister, is still doing well.
Yep. I think for the Arsenal game against Newcastle, in my honest opinion, right, I think Arsenal were a bit robbed there. They had 3 VR checks.
Yeah. The VR check was, oh my gosh, that was harsh.
No comment on that, because
it reminds me of the Japan game.
The line goal, right? Against Germany.
Yeah.
Yep. And also, sorry, for the Diogo Dalot strike, it was against Sheffield United.
Okay.
That's the one that is in contention against 7 other players for goal of the goal of the month, sorry.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Yeah. So now that we know that English football, we are absolutely terrible, right? But have you been watching others like Bundesliga or La Liga or those?
I think we're talking about last night's Harry Kane's
yes. Oh my gosh, that was good, man. That was really
that
good.
Was really for his first the Klassiker as well. Was actually, I don't know what happened to Dortmund, but we were talking about how
correct.
We have one of our crew members, Ethan. You know, after the game, just you see on Instagram threads, right? Just Ethan has posted a new thread.
Yeah. Man, I was talking to him this morning and say, "What's up, man? What's going on?" I say, they were he said this: the curse of Tampines has landed upon Dortmund. Right?
I mean, okay, you got to see that Dortmund performed very well last season.
Yeah.
Until they bottled it.
Until they bottled it right there.
They did well. Periodically, they were closer than they had been ever.
Yes.
They were 1 point away, 2 points away, so.
No, they lost by goal difference.
Oh, then that's even worse.
They lost by goal difference last season.
They lost by goal difference?
Yes.
That's even worse then.
They needed a draw to win the title.
And then they lost, I remember that.
Yes, and they lost.
So, but right now when Bayern has strengthened, they did lose Lewandowski.
Yeah.
And to Barcelona. But they managed to find such a great replacement in Harry Kane, that halfway line goal, then followed by this hat trick in the Klassiker.
Yeah.
Why didn't we sign Harry Kane?
It was $100 million, and Daniel Levy would not have allowed that to happen.
70 mil for Højlund, 60 mil for Mason Mount.
Yep.
40 million on loans for Sofia.
Correct. But you got to understand that Daniel Levy would not let Bayern leave unless let him
Harry Kane leave.
Yeah, unless it's against a team that is not based in the UK. Yeah. Sorry. They didn't lose. They actually drew the last game. Yeah, and they lost by goal difference last season. Dortmund.
Correct. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So they lost by goal difference.
I remember watching those games.
Yes, that was sad. But yesterday, Harry Kane, my God, he is running the Bundesliga on fire, man. 10 games, 15
He should have
goals.
left. In my opinion, he should have left Spurs a long time ago, because he's on route to at least win a trophy this season.
Yeah, it's the commentator was saying Harry Kane is playing Bundesliga on cheat code. Right, it's like seriously 15 goals in 10 games, right, and 3 against Borussia Dortmund. Man, that's really good.
But this just shows you how I feel that the EPL, the English Premier League, is a way tougher league than, of course, the Bundesliga and other leagues around the world.
Yeah.
Where maybe not for La Liga, because you still have your top 3 or 4 teams with Atletico and so. But for the EPL, right, any team can just one season.
But what about Serie A? Serie A has been going on a very unique trend right now, because because if you look at the past few years, they had Juventus winning, then they had AC Milan, then they had Inter Milan, then they had Napoli last season. Right.
I think the Serie A is also getting better, especially when they of course brought in Ronaldo for those couple of seasons. I think right afterwards, it got really better. And of course, because Juventus were always a very, in my opinion, they were very old-winded team. Same like Real Madrid.
Correct.
When they had their kind of Galacticos era, right? They always keep onto those old players. You got players like Dybala. You got players like Buffon. You got all those old 30-plus-year-old players. And once those players decide, hey, I'm going to retire, I'm going to move on to this new club or whatsoever, right?
Correct.
It's the replacement that they had to fight.
Yeah.
And for clubs such as AC Milan, Inter Milan, those teams, right, could find those replacements. Same for Napoli. You could find those replacements of course, the problem with Serie A, in my opinion, is besides Juventus, right, all these teams, such as Inter Milan and Napoli, right, they are not able to sustain those wage bills. And a lot of those players have to get shipped off.
Yeah.
You know, with the Lukaku situation and many of the players just getting sold out. For Napoli, it was that Korean player, Victor Osimhen.
Yeah.
He went to Bayern.
Kim Ji-min.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So went to Bayern from Napoli.
And so it's the similar situation with Ajax as well, which is
which are at the bottom right now. They are going to get relegated.
let's hope they don't. You know, they are a great academy, but basically all these teams, they have such a great foundation for their first season. You play second, place third. Next season, let's build on that. No, they can't, because the funds of selling your star player is worth more than just winning the league at this point in stage.
That's true.
Which is the commercialization of football now.
Yeah. And the thing is that Serie A this season has been very good, right?
Yep.
They, with Inter Milan top of the table, with Juventus second, you can see that competitiveness, right? Even teams like AS Roma, right? Yep. Even though they're not doing the best, but they have a decent squad and they have Lukaku as well.
And they did win the cup a few seasons ago, I think.
Yes. Was Europa League, European Conference League actually. So you can see that the leagues are all improving, right? You can see. So Bundesliga is just the buying game.
Yeah.
Right. Then your La Liga is the Real Madrid, Barcelona's. But if you really talk about entertaining leagues right now, it's just England, which is where all the big star players are, and Serie A, which is unpredictable.
Which you can kind of reference the Bundesliga to our Singaporean league as well, which is kind of a two-man kind of race, or three-man occasionally.
Yes. But then again, with next season being a very interesting thing in our Premier League, in our Singapore Premier League, because for those who didn't catch the news, right, Albrechts is going local. Not only that, BG Patum has bought over or got into a partnership with Tampines with eventually to take over in 3 years down the road. What's your thoughts on that?
I think for Tampines first, Ethan will be very happy because if they do the full takeover, I don't think Tampines will be yellow anymore.
Okay.
So they won't be calling themselves the yellow. But if they continue to keep on the yellow, Tampines Rovers kind of theme, by all means.
Yeah.
But for the localization on Albrechts, right, I think it's a decision. It's very hard to comment upon because we have no idea what's it gonna be. You can say they're going local,
Yeah.
But what was the reason behind that?
I think
they want to play in the ACL for local team side, or
I think it's because of being able to get the best talents, the accessibility to Europe, but also playing in ACL lah. I think ACL is also a big factor in why they would want to localize.
But you see, all along, Albrecht's Singapore team has always been kind of like a ship off for some of the players in Japan. That's the whole goal. And for them to suddenly let's take our players that we usually ship off to Singapore to go and play in this one season league back to Japan and localize the team.
Yep.
It's kind of suddenly, in my opinion, don't really make sense.
I think they've been doing it for quite they've been
implementing players like Hassan Sani in all along.
Correct.
But there was never really a reason for them to do so, in my opinion.
But I think it's also with the partnership in Europe, they see that it's more beneficial that they localize it so that they can use the connectivity to Europe and to try to implement a Japanese playing style in a local perspective.
Yep.
Right. Which I think what Albrechts intends to do next season as well. Right. But my own opinion is I think BG taking over Tampines will be a good thing because we need more clubs like this. We need more clubs with not just privatization as the core, but also with the money, the funds, and so on. Because let's look at long term. If Albrechts does well, Tampines does well, LCS still do well as they always are, who is the greatest benefit of all of them? The Singapore national team, right? The Singapore national team will benefit from all of these players coming around. Take a very simple look at Nathan Mao, right? A 15-year-old guy training with LCS, right? You can see that his skills are improved. What if we have combined with all the use of the Singapore Sports School, LCS, BG Tampines as of next season, Albirex, you can create a whole national team of those people because they will have the good facilities, they'll inculcate a good culture and so on, and that will fare the national team well. Right. Speaking of national team, before we go into that subject, what do you think on that matter?
For the national team, I think that being able to cultivate the youngsters with all these all these takeovers from the clubs, right? As you said, good. But my opinion is, if you can see from the recent Lions Cup, right, for the under 15s, right, the bulk of them still come from LCS Academy and the occasional one or two from Singapore Sports School.
Yeah.
So having all these club buy-ins, right, will it actually benefit the youngsters, in my opinion? Because let's say BG Batam takes over Tampines Rovers, right? They're gonna be having that kind of money to be able to import, of course, foreign players, and of course, they're gonna want to have the best players. So what is on them to actually pick up those young players in Singapore?
So the BG Batum style partnership is a lot going to be like what Red Bull is doing.
Yep.
They want to pump money in, bring in talent, but also cultivate the local talent.
Yep.
So in the process, bring this to the Thai clubs with the eventuality of selling them to benefit the parent company and so on. The rationale is that by doing this partnership, you are trying to grow talent locally so that they can help the main club and so on. But I also think that with this BG and Albirex, it provides a very important thing. We need to improve the intensity of the league.
For sure.
That is very, very important.
But if you do that, right, in my opinion, I feel like the standard of the league slightly drops. There's no intensity. Okay, for Albirex side, right, they've always been a top tier club. You cannot deny that. It's always been a competition to try, and everyone's just been trying to beat them because
correct.
You have to note that Japanese players are just better.
Precisely. Yeah.
And if you suddenly localize this, right, you suddenly remove that kind of Japanese kind of flair, right?
Yeah.
You suddenly have, okay, fine, Albirex, we haven't seen their local team, but we gotta know that standard isn't gonna be Japanese style.
Yeah, but you have Keizu over there, so.
But it isn't like, you wouldn't have that kind of, in my opinion, there won't be that kind of flair.
Yeah, that's true.
But we won't know till we see. And for BG Batam's Tampines Rovers, we also wouldn't know till the takeover happens whether they will actually cultivate young players or not.
The takeover, the full takeover is 3 years' time, but right now it's a partnership where they will help with running the club and so on and so forth. So there's a lot in the works, right? So that is a good starting point. And then, but what about the other clubs, like Tanjong Pagar, your Hougangs?
I think all four of those clubs, right, without them having a big takeover, it's very hard for them to sustain keeping up.
Correct.
Unless the occasional, they are good here and there. For Tanjong Pagar, I think it's even harder because they have many, almost retired players. They can't bring in those younger players.
Correct. And then you have Balestier Khalsa as well. But I think the biggest wasted one was Geylang United, Geylang International. Yeah. You had one of the best backings in the world in City Football Group, and it just came out to be a partnership.
But coming back to all of it, right, where we're talking about the young players in the Singapore team, it still stems down to the LCS Academy and of course the Singapore National Sports School, because I've had friends from LCS Academy. They of course signed for teams such as Tanjong Pagar and of course Tampines Rovers, but the main core is they still come from the same academy. So it's only one or maybe two with Singapore Sports School. And in the recent, we were talking about the Lions Cup, right?
Yeah, correct.
Practically it was almost a full team of Lions City Sailors Academy.
Plus one or two Singapore Sports School players. That's it.
So if Lions City Sailors has that kind of level of institution where your whole national team can only be plucked from that institution because that institution is good. That's the standard that we need already, right?
Yes.
So for other clubs to try and reach that standard, right, takes a lot also. And of course,
correct.
But
that comes with funding. That comes with
funding, of course,
right? But BG can do that because here's the thing, though. BG has money.
Yep.
Right. They have Kadri Yaya. What makes you think that they can't do that as well? If BG Tampines get their act together, BG pumps money in, and Yaya runs the academy, there could be a chance that they'll produce a good youth team for the national team or something like that. Who knows?
Of course, we have to still see
3 to 5 years down
3
the road.
to 5 years down the road.
Yeah. But speaking about how do you think our national team? If you haven't caught up the news, we have qualified for the next round of the FIFA World Cup qualifiers. Right. The unfortunate thing is we got Thailand, Korea, and China.
Yeah, I did see the group stage for it. I'm not very
optimistic.
Hopeful. I'm not optimistic.
Why is Nishigaya still in helm?
In all my rights, in all our rights, we are allowed to have no faith in this. In all our rights, okay. We've covered 4 or 5 episodes already.
Yes.
Most of them on the Singapore national team. We are not hopeful, but as Singaporeans, we still support our nation.
Don't get smashed, can we?
Thailand, China, and
South Korea. Well,
if it was North Korea, we had a chance.
Of course, the biggest opponent is the South Koreans, right?
Yep.
They are way too good. But don't even need to talk about South Korea. We can't even beat Thailand.
Can't even beat China.
Yeah. We can't even beat China, right?
If we can somehow beat Thailand, then I'll be a bit hopeful.
Please,
But honestly, we're just looking to see how many goals our keepers will pick up from the nets. Who's starting keeper this year?
I mean,
is it still Hassan?
It's still Hassan.
Damn.
I mean, you look at Thailand's team. You got China team. You got Terisel, Dangda. You have the new kids coming in like Ikani. You have Buenta. They are a talented bunch of Thai teams, man.
Exactly. That's why you see many Singaporeans also want to go to the Thai league to play. Like, of course, our Fandi brothers, they're all going to Thailand to play because that's where the competition is at. That's where you can learn. That's where you can go the most.
Yes. So I'm not very hopeful with our national team. I just told ourselves, if we can even draw 1 or 2 games, I'm already very happy already. Right? I'm no chance against South Korea. If we can get a result against Thailand or China, that'll be.
I think for me, a big lose of hope was when we couldn't even beat Myanmar.
That was.
I do not remember exactly how we couldn't beat them, but I just remember that was probably the reason. Like, just a lot of hope just kind of lost. Then we went to. Did you go for the KL game, the one in January?
Oh no, I didn't.
So then we went for that, and the atmosphere was great there.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see like the culture there is just way better than Singapore.
Yeah, of course. We still have a lot of work to do, but I think our biggest. But please, FAS, please hear us out. Please carry on Nishigaya, please. Right? If first do that first, and then solve your national team problem, right? Because Nishigaya, honestly, he's not good.
We need somebody who can speak Malay.
Okay, not that right? We need
Fandi Ahmad.
No, we need
Fandi Ahmad.
Okay, other than the Malay part, right? We need someone who can coach a national team, right? We need someone who can do that, right? Coach a national team, come up with a culture, a playing style that fits the Singapore local style play, but also be good at it.
But seriously, now you don't Fandi Ahmad like. Just Fandi Ahmad.
Fandi is doing well in the team he's coaching right now in Malaysia, I think. So
just bring him back, man.
Yeah. Because we need that. If Nishigaya is not doing it, then we have to do it. We cannot just rely on Fandi, but I think we need new talents. New coaches.
I mean, okay, that's the problem here, which is our build up in coaches. Like you said, like last few episodes, we only have like 1 or 2 coaches. It's either Philip Au or Nishigaya or what's the other guy's name?
Nazir.
Yeah. It's one of the 3 of them. And there's really nothing we can say about it.
But honestly, those 2 players like Philip Au and Nasir, they can't take charge of the national team. They are not good enough for the national team.
Honestly, there's really, in my opinion now, I can't think of one good coach that could probably like have his own style and have enough time and fill in so many gaps at this current stage. And I just feel that it will take a while, and I feel that it's the team that is upcoming now. So the Nathan Mao under 15s, like I say, those like 24, 25 players, right?
Yeah,
should be just honed specifically for this task to play in the national team, because our current national team is aging. We still talk about Hassan Sani still being in the team. We still
they're not giving chance to Zafran though. Zafran should take the chance.
There has to be once again there has to be a reason behind that. Be it for like performances in training or performances in. You need to know that Hassan did just win the league with LBX as well lah. So you need to account for that also. So a lot of factors there, and of course Zafran is still young. He's been performing good, but there are a lot of factors there. So on the coaching side and selection side, very hard right now. But I still feel once this like batch of players start to rotate out for the new players, that's only when we actually really get to see that's when we actually have to really pick a proper coach, in my opinion. And I feel that if your coach is going to coach the national team and your coach also coaches the players in LCS Academy, so why don't you just maybe pick a coach from the LCS Academy?
But not all coaches are managers also, so that's the thing.
That's true lah, but you can have a manager and you can have a coach.
Yeah, you know, I've been trying to Google this person. I recently watched was it the women's national team game? I can't remember. What was our last game after the women's game? There was this team that they were playing against. I'll try to go back and find some Middle Eastern or I have to go back and take a look. But the coach was actually a lady, and the lady was a Singaporean, right? That was a female coach coaching a national women's team overseas, right? And I was very surprised by that, because that shows me hey, people are willing to go out to take that risk to go and really overseas to learn a different methodology, different way of playing, right? To make themselves better coaches. And more coaches should be doing that rather than staying in Singapore to try to be better. But if you can't even be a good coach in Singapore, how in the world are you going to be a good coach overseas? Yeah, so that's very, very important. But enough of our national team games. I know all of us are very frustrated by it and so on. Let's go back to something a little bit more intense. As you can see, what we are wearing, I'm wearing a LCS jersey, right? And you're wearing a LCS shirt as well.
This is the crew jersey from 2021.
Yeah. And for me, I'm wearing the Multi kit from last season's ACL Champions League. Right. But if you haven't know what's coming up, let's talk about the ACL games that we have participated. So we've just been through a round of games. We played Bangkok, Kitchee, and Jeonbuk. All right. 2 losses, 1 win. All right. Have you watched any of the games for you?
I only watched the Jeonbuk game and the Kitchee game for the highlight side.
Oh, nice.
So for the Jeonbuk game, I know that we had some of our friends take a lovely trip to Korea.
Yeah. I enjoyed the Hong Kong one though.
Oh, you went to Hong Kong, right?
Yeah. So Hong Kong game.
Okay, let's start with your experience in Hong Kong first, because you have that. I know you're excited to share.
Now, before we share about that, let's talk about Bangkok first, right? The very first game that we have, right? That we lost at Jalan Besar. I feel that was a cruel loss, man. That was very cruel. I think that a deserving draw would have been a good one, because we were 1-0 up and then we lost 2-1.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Wait, no, I do remember that game now.
Yes.
Okay.
That cruel, a draw would have been good. We played our butts out. We played really, really well.
Yep.
And we should have gotten away with a draw. But no matter, we're playing Bangkok again this month.
Yep.
Now for the Kitchee game, man, I was there in the stands. It was amazing experience being an away game in the ACL. 8 p.m. kickoff time in Hong Kong. Right, and it was great fun, because we're at the Hong Kong Stadium, and over 3,000 of their fans came to watch the game.
I know you also went during the was it a typhoon or tsunami period as well, right?
So a typhoon was passing through the just on the southern coast. So we're very lucky, because on the day that we were playing the game, the next day the city went on a lockdown.
Yep.
Right. So if the game had happened one day later, we would have an ACL game.
Right. Because I had a friend staying in Hong Kong too, so of course I see it from the Instagram post. So a bit worrying for safety, but thankfully nothing. Of course, the game could go on one, and of course, thankfully
actually the game they did, right? Nothing. It was bright and shiny. The weather was perfect. There was nothing wrong. It was just the next day morning that the weather started becoming a little bit patchy, right? But the ACL game was, when going for an away day game, it was amazing, because you feel the vibe, you feel the city, right? but more importantly, you were there to cheer LCS, and it was an amazing feeling. Seeing them win 2-1 at Kitchee, but the amazing feeling was being there with the fans, getting to enjoy the vibes, and really going for away day games. The previous time we couldn't do that because of the pandemic. Now that we are able to do that, you should go and participate in some of these away games.
Of course, I went for the KL trip in the beginning of the year as well. So even though that was across border only, exactly same feeling in Kitchee. Of course, after that there was the Manchester United game. So I think it's the atmosphere outside of Singapore.
Correct.
I don't think it's just away games.
When I remember when Kitchee missed, you could hear the oh my gosh, that was.
It's the same for Old Trafford. It's the same. I think it's the atmosphere overseas.
We can't replicate that here in Singapore right now because we don't have the football culture, the atmosphere, right? On a day where Kitchee was playing, where the Hong Kong national team was playing an Asian game, over 3,500 people came to watch LCS play.
Kitchee. For Singapore, we have maybe about 350 people.
Yes. So and you could feel the atmosphere, the frustration when they lost. But we also felt the joy when we won. My God, that game was really good. Zivkovic's goal, right, and Maxim Lestien's penalty. I tell you, we should have been leading 3-0 by halftime. If not for that goal post save from Diego Lopez shot. But and then after you have the away days to Korea, which I didn't go because I work. But I would say that Korea is still that level above us. We still have a lot of work to do for Korea.
And of course our crew, our fans, the crew that went to Korea, they of course had lots of fun in Korea, especially with the Jeonbuk fans on the day as well.
Yes.
Which you guys can actually check out on Facebook, Instagram, where they have a lot of posts and everything.
Hashtag Sailor Fan Talk. You go find them on Instagram at Sailor Fan Talk. Or you can go to Lion City Sailors YouTube page. You can find a lot of stuff about what's going on in Jeonbuk. In fact, they just released a video yesterday.
And y'all can also do the Instagram post where you can nominate yourself to go and win.
I'm very tempted to go for the Bangkok one, but I cannot find days of leave to just go and come back.
We are busy. We can't find time to do this sometimes. But so if you guys want to go ahead and try to get yourself some free tickets to Bangkok, Korea, or even Hong Kong upcomingly, you guys can also follow the instructions. I think you have to
go to the LCS page, Lion City Sailors page, click on their Instagram post, and they have the guides on how to do it over there. But speaking of ACL, you also watched the Jeonbuk game. How was it?
So, though you could see the level of difference in the plays. Overall, I think our players still played decently, alright.
But we lost 3-0 though.
We lost 3-0 So there was nothing much we can comment about it. It was more of for me, it was more of expected result. It's not that I'm not hopeful for our team, but it's more of the level. Of Korea spearheads, got players coming in.
Correct.
Kim Min-jae, you got Hyung Min Song. Of course, Korea also.
Correct.
Korea also beat. What's that team? Was it Germany? Or am I thinking about that team when they played in the World Cup?
I think they didn't beat too much or so, but Germany was.
I know they
Japan,
had one. Or I'm thinking Japan. Never mind, forget it. But yeah, so that Jeonbuk game, it's really hard to commentate on where we can improve because it's just a level of differences in the plays. But of course you had some players still trying their best, and I think that's what really matters in my opinion. As we look to the next few games. I
think you were talking about South Korea beating Portugal.
Okay, right.
Yeah, that one. Yes, correct. But I was surprised that, our group right now is becoming a lot like a group of death, right? Everybody thought that Ulsan group with JDT and BG Patum will be a group of death, but honestly, our group is really, really tough as well.
I think our group is really, really tough, but because of Hong Kong's Kitchee, I think it's not as bad as the BG Patum because we have Jeonbuk, we have Bangkok United, but like you said, how close we were to beating Bangkok United, we still have a chance against Kitchee. Jeonbuk not so much, so maybe. But Jeonbuk is also only placed second so if Bangkok beats them and we beat one of them, honestly we still have a really high chance of qualification because the current as of this recording, the scoreboard is Bangkok United is at 9 points.
Jombook at 6.
Jombook at 6.
We're at
Cecilia's at 3 and it's
Kichi's
0
at
for
0.
Kichi.
Yeah.
So if Kichi beats either Jombook or Bangkok United,
Which they didn't.
but we wouldn't know. It's still really hypothetical, but we still have a very good chance of qualifying because it's not that far. But
I think our crucial game will be the away game to Bangkok, because if we can go there and get a draw result out of it, our 2 home games at Jalan Besar, we will play our life out.
I think even if I think it's going to be very hard for Bangkok United, like for us to win there. So I'm looking at it more pessimistic.
As a draw. No, so I'm thinking that if we can even get a draw in Bangkok, I would consider it.
But it's away, so the atmosphere is going to be very tough.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm thinking the draw comes in Jombook, and then we win Kichi
at home. Yeah, because we have 2 home games coming up,
and then we pray Bangkok United beats Jombook.
I know.
So we'll win 3 + 1, 4. We win 7. It will be 12, 7, 6.
Can we beat our points haul last season of 7 points?
If we get 7 and Jombook doesn't win, which they probably will, but we have to beat Kichi lah. Like you were saying, we have to beat Kichi.
We have to beat Kichi at home, which is good. Which we has the advantage of Jalan Besar, right? Then we have to somehow get a result against Jombook at the Jalan Besar as well. That will be the tough one.
If we were to draw Bangkok and Jombook, just have 2 draws there and then beat Kichi, that's 5 points. 5 points, 8.
8, right? But you have to make sure that Jombook doesn't win at all.
Yeah.
Which is highly impossible.
Okay, if they beat Kichi, that's 9.
Yes. But if they draw, they still qualify.
So we need 1 win from Kichi, will be 6.
Yes.
If they draw, they qualify.
Yes. Because I think of head-to-head as well, or goal difference or something like that.
Honestly, we need to beat one of them.
Yes, we need to beat one of them. We have to beat one of them because our that loss against Bangkok, right, put us in a tough situation.
Yep. Unlucky, but we still have a realistic chance. I think the boys can push through.
Yeah.
So that is for our ACL as well.
Yeah, but speaking of ACL, Bailey has been out injured, so that's why he hasn't been playing. Kodai Tanaka is back, right? Real Perez has been doing quite well. Zivkovic has been the one changing our dynamics. Maxim Lestin has been playing his butts out. Diego Lopez, it's good, but I feel that he can do better.
Do you see when he posted himself? Maxim Lestin posted himself in Myron Fellaini.
Oh yeah.
It was like to Belgium, like.
Well, Fellaini is a free agent now, so we can sign him.
Do we need to sign him?
Well, we sign him. We put him in midfield. He adds a different dynamic.
Fellaini is like 34, 35.
Yeah. But we can sign him as like just add an additional dynamics.
I don't really want to watch Fellaini. I already watched him at Manchester United for like 5 years, 6 years.
Maxim Lestin crosses in and Fellaini hits into the goal.
Jose Mourinho once said, right, Fellaini's best trait is that his chest was very soft, like his chest control. So, do you want to sign a chess player?
No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think our current team just needs to have that little bit more push. Nothing wrong with the lineup so far.
Yeah, correct.
It's actually, I think it's pretty decent. Zafar, Diego Lopez.
Correct.
Not much changes need to be made. I know I'm thinking for next season already.
Right.
But overall, I think not much changes need to be made.
Correct.
It's about more of implementing and replacing the players who are leaving.
And we have to defend properly.
That too lah.
Yeah.
I think our defense
just
too young lah.
Yeah.
You got Lionel, then you. Yeah. I know not Super.
Super
Bailey,
right.
But Super and Bailey, right? I just feel they are kind of like just blasters.
Stopgaps.
Yeah. So we need replacements for them, especially someone who. Like you got Maxim, you got Diego Lopez, long-term foreign players who are very, very good.
Wait, but you see, Maxim's contract is still not confirmed yet. So we don't know. We will only know after ACL.
I mean, if he goes, we still have Zivkovic, right?
Yeah.
And
who's on a 1-year deal. So
it's a lot of. I still think this period is kind of our transition, but not transition into a new manager or new style. It's more of a transition into bringing in our foreign players.
But I would say that, I'm surprised that our core group of Singapore players are actually doing not too bad. People like Zafan, you could see that he has improved so much. Right?
But it's because of all these talent, foreign players definitely improving him, and of course going to all these ACL
and the training, right, facilities and so on. You could see people like Mamat has improved. Hafiz Noor is otherworldly when on his day. Shawar Anwar is doing well, right? You can see that what a good training facility is, together with a good coach, you can improve people. If only we have Razak back. Right, I think Razak would have been a good addition to the ACL team. He adds a bit of the dynamic, speed and striking into it as well.
Yep. I think chemistry is also a big factor.
Correct.
Which is something in my opinion, I know our LCS team is close-knit, but I just feel that they are lacking just a bit more of chemistry.
Yeah, because the problem is there are people coming in and out from injuries.
Exactly.
Like Kodai Tanaka, he hasn't played the whole season. If he comes back, compared to the people who has built the dynamics for the whole season already, how is he going to build that familiarity, that dynamics?
That core group of players. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, the chemistry just needs a little bit more spark.
Correct.
And I think with all these talents, all these different coming of players, we should be able to do a bit better next season.
Speaking of doing better, let's go to another better LCS news. We have been demolishing the Singapore Cup. Right, we are through to the next round after recent wins. In the Singapore Cup, our next game is against Hougang.
Okay, so we were talking about it just now, right? But I do want to double confirm. So this current Albrecht team, which are in Group A, so they are the localized version already or not? Not yet, right?
Not yet.
So for them to be doing not very good, gives me a bit more hopeful for our knockout stages.
Yes, because DPMM has already qualified.
Yep. So we have also technically qualified because we are in a four-man four-man group.
Correct.
So I think Balestier is completely out because
Balestier is out. Your only hope. Okay, so Balestier has played 2-1-0. Right. Their goal difference is -8. Right.
Okay, so Balestier plays
right at the bottom.
Balestier plays Tanjong Pagar, right?
Yes.
So if they score,
they have to score 10.
If they 6, they just need to score.
No, they are -8. They are -8, -6. Yeah, they need to score 7.
They need to score 7 against Tanjong Pagar.
Yes.
And they need to score 7.
And they cannot concede.
Yeah. So we're going to assume with heavy heart that Balestier Khalsa is out. Okay.
Yes.
So
it's not with heavy heart, it's confirmed.
So we have a goal difference of 10. So actually we're pretty much secured already.
Correct.
We will determine whether Hougang goes through or not though. So I know we have some Hougang friends.
Yes. I honestly think though, I want Hougang to go through because you know why? I would want a Group A or Brunei DPMM, and maybe Albrecht or Tampines to go through, right? And then a group of Hougang and LCS.
You think Tampines will bottle it?
Well, I'm not surprised. Tampines has always bottled stuff, so bottling is in part in their culture.
Okay, so if that happens, right, it will be first versus second, right? So we will be facing Tampines.
Yep.
Our record against Tampines not the best, still 50-50.
But also still not the worst.
So who do you want DPMM to go against, Hougang or Tanjong Pagar?
Of course, Hougang. Hougang has a better chance of beating them than Tanjong Pagar.
Okay, so we have two ways of doing this. So if Balestier beats Tanjong Pagar, which is unlikely,
right? By the way, we are you can put your odds in the pundits, right? We are just predicting. We have no insider news.
We I have no idea how this goes until 2 weeks later, right? From this recording date. So if Hougang beats Brunei, then we will face Hougang in the finals.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. But I'm hopeful that we can win this cup. because we have to win this cup. We are thought as the favourites to win this cup.
But the problem is the season itself, right? We are packed with the ACL as well. So the schedule is Kitchi next, right?
Yep.
Sorry, the schedule is okay, sorry. So we have one ACL game next first, then followed by the Hougang game. Then we have 2 ACL games. And then afterwards, we have, once we qualify, we then have to continue to play the semis and the finals.
Yep. So if you want to tune in for Singapore Cup, the most crucial week of the Singapore Cup is 26th November.
Yep.
Where Geylang plays Young Lions and Albirex play Tampines. This will determine who qualifies to the next round. Because if let's say Tampines were to draw with Albirex, Tampines go through. Right?
So here's my factor now, because I just got the date. So Jeonbuk, we play them on 8th of November.
Yes, correct.
Right, at 6 p.m. So that's in 3 days.
Yeah, a couple of days time.
From this.
25th we play Hougang. 28th we play Bangkok.
Yep, 29th we play Bangkok. So
29th, yeah.
Yeah, so for the Hougang game, right, we need to rest our players. Because we're through already. It doesn't matter whether Hougang goes through or not. Rest all our best players. We need to play them for Bangkok. It doesn't matter. Maxim doesn't play.
But you got to remember that Hougang is also playing AFC Cup. Right, so Hougang will in a tough situation that yes, they can play all their best players, but they risk losing the AFC Cup.
Yep. So we don't need to think about Hougang. Basically, because the Bangkok game is just 4 days apart.
Yeah, correct.
If we get any, can you imagine if Maxim gets injured in the Hougang game? Oh my gosh!
Yes, actually, we can actually feel our second string team in Hougang.
Yeah.
Even if we lose, we still get through. So
exactly. So that's why Hougang game. Heck, just play Nathan Mao. Play his under 15 team.
Yeah.
Save everyone. We go to Bangkok.
Rushaidi, right?
Yeah, because we're through already anyways. Yeah. And once we go through,
Bangkok is the most important.
Once we clear Bangkok, right, we're only left with Kitchi. And then we also have our 2 games, which will be, when will be the semis and the finals?
I haven't come out yet.
Okay, but once it comes out, right, we'll replan that again. But I still we are the PA,
3rd December is the semi-final first leg. Right. Second leg will be 6th December.
Okay.
Right? And then so our game is on 13 against Kitchi. So
we got 29, 3rd, 6th, and then 13, right?
Yes, and the final is December 9.
December 9?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yes. So 3, 6, 9. That means we have breaks in between. So after our ACL game on 29, we have 30. We have about 4 days break before we play the first set of semi-finals. Then you have 3 days break to play another semi-finals. Then you have another 3 days for the finals.
I think if we fail to qualify on the Bangkok game, like we lose, let's say we just lose, considering we lost at Jeonbuk, right? We lose at Bangkok. Let's forfeit the Kitchi game.
No, we still have to play because the coefficient is very important for next season.
But what I mean is we will still have to. I would rather focus more on the Singapore Cup.
Yes,
because that game's on the 9th. That's 4 days again. Because it's 3, 6, 9. So that's the 3rd to the 3. Right? We have to.
So the players will be tired, but the thing is that the Kitchi game is important because of the coefficient, right? We need the coefficient to get a good slot for the ACL2 next season or the season after. Yeah, so it's a tough situation, but we have a big squad. We have to rotate. We have to do
definitely have to rotate, but we have to save the best players, in my opinion. Still, I think Maxim will have to play a shitload of games.
Yes. Maxim will play a shitload of games. We need Bailey right back. We need Kodai to start firing. We need all our squad players to.
We need everyone to.
Yeah.
Basically get ready.
And then we have no idea when Abdul Razak will be back also.
But when he does, I think
the season is over already. Yeah.
But I know he'll come back. He'll come back better.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah, so that is for the Singapore Cup as well. But for me, my predictions for the LCS versus Hougang game, 3-1
in Hougang,
in our favor, of course.
But we play our second team.
3-1. Yeah. I wouldn't say that we'll play all second team lah. And our Jeonbuk game, I'm just finger crossing that we somehow create a miracle and don't die a horrible death.
My predictions are LCS fan lah. I think we'll lose to Jeonbuk, but I don't think we'll lose that bad.
Yeah.
I think we'll lose 2-0.
Right.
And then for Hougang game, I think we'll win. Actually, I think we'll draw. I got a feeling we'll draw. I thought we'll draw 2-2.
Yeah, I'm just praying for the miracle of Jalan Besar where the pitch of Jalan Besar plays to our advantage rather than the opposition.
Where has it ever played to our advantage? We lost to Myanmar on that pitch.
Well, we lost to Bangkok United on that pitch as well.
Exactly. So
but it's okay. We trust that Jalan Besar will do something for us for Jeonbuk. Right. And on that note, we have come to this end of this episode. I hope you guys had fun. I hope you guys missed us. We had a lot of things to catch up on the games that we have missed and so on. As usual, Man United being terrible, right? And ACL, we are doing quite well. We will catch you guys. I hope you guys have fun on this episode.
Yeah.
We'll catch you guys again. Darius, any final words before you let you go?
Yeah, I think today was a bit more chill. Super chill session.
Yeah.
But we are trying our best. Of course, you can always give us more feedback wherever.
Yeah.
And of course, we are trying our best to upload as much as we can.
Yeah. So apologies for that because work has been very busy.
And of course, this is, like you said, it's still a hobby for us.
Yeah,
we're just having fun.
Yeah, we're just doing this as a side
gig. We hope y'all are also having fun cheering us, seeing our faces.
Yes, and seeing our miseries and our LCS and our Man United.
If you zoom in, right, you can see Simon's IMAX.
Yeah.